put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Hi viewers, welcome back to Tobago Updates morning show. We're talking sports this morning. Just heard from Dave Elliott out of the Tobago Rifle Club, and they are having their championship on tomorrow up there at Bailey Hill. Now welcome once again all the visitors. Hope you guys have a wonderful time. We're going to jump into some netball now. And on set we have Mr. David Starboy Thomas talking about Tobago Netball League. A representative from the league, right?
Yes.
You're from, remember you said, right?
Yes.
And you are here talking the Netball League. What about the Netball League? What about the Tobago Netball League? What's happening?
Well, you know, the Tobago Netball League has been ever present on the calendar for so many years. And we saw it fit, not because of the busy year that we had, you know, we had Commonwealth Games and so on. Right. We saw it fit to still try to bring off something. Right. So we will be commencing tomorrow. Right. At the Shore Park Hard Court. We'll be having an aerobics burnout.
Okay.
Right. And we want to introduce the public today. It was not advertised before, but we'll be having an all-star game, which will see a men all-star team play versus a Tobago women all-star team.
Right. So how did you go about selecting the men all-star team? Because I am available in London, nobody can call me. I am a really good shooter.
Right. So I mean, going about how we selected the team, we would have had recommendation from different players and organizations. We try to select players from the different teams, right, based on the recommendation of coaches and so on, to bring together to form this.
Right. So what time are we starting tomorrow?
Right. So we want to begin at 5 p.m. And as I said, we have a lot of activities, a lot of things in store.
You know, when you started, right, and you say that you're gonna start back this year, and I'm waiting to hear Shore Park indoor facility. Right. So what? Because just recently this week here, in fact, it was the day before yesterday. We had the secondary schools finals held indoor. Were there any discussion to have the league inside?
So we really tried to get the indoor facility, but you know, it being a multiple facility, it had other events carded for over this weekend. And we couldn't push back the tournament anymore because we didn't want it to run into the busy Christmas season.
Right. And you mentioned you didn't want to push it back anymore. Any concern about the inclement weather? Because I know when it comes to November, lots of rain.
Yes, well, I believe that we have provisions in place because our playing days are Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So and if for any reason a game is to be rained out, we have alternative days where we could play.
Okay, and in terms of teams, how many teams registered? Are you still open to registering teams?
Registration is still open. We intend to close the registration, so you could come tomorrow at the opening and you still be allowed to register, right? The feedback has been good so far, right? So we're just hoping to have a good tournament, and we're encouraging all of Tobago to come out and support the sport and netball.
And the Tobago Netball League, because you mentioned that you haven't had any league for quite a while. How is the organization going now? I mean, is there a new executive in play?
Right, so we had a new executive which will have been installed at the beginning of the year. Right, we have a lot of plans and initiatives to roll out, but as I said, we weren't able to accomplish much this year because we had quite a few things. We had a number of girls preparing for the under-16 tournament in Dominica, and then they had the senior tournaments both in San Salvador and in the Netball World Cup, and of course we had the Commonwealth Games in Tobago. So there was a lot of activity in terms of which would have engaged the executive members of the Tobago Netball League, right? So we have a lot of plans, right? So hopefully 2024 is a better year for us, and we'll get to roll off some of those initiatives.
And not to put you on the spot, but who are some of the members, or if you can call out the executive? Because I mean, I always say, right, these organizations are like, you know, obviously giving back to your time for free, right? And you take a lot of costs. With no kind of reward and award in a particular way. And I'm happy to know that the Tobago Netball League is still functional? Because a number of persons would have asked what's happening with netball. I know you guys normally sweat on a Wednesday. That's with Natash Foundation, right?
Yes.
And I'm happy to see guys are now getting involved in netball, right? So big up the associate, big up the executive. I mean, the members who would have, stood the task of all the times, hard times, and are still trying to put something forward for Tobago.
Right. So I just want to shout out the president, of course, Miss Kyla Keith Wilson.
Always in the mix. Yes, always in the mix. As our national coach.
Yes. She was the coach for the national under 18 team. Right. So we have the first vice president, Miss
Lizelle
Johnson.
Oh, Giselle, okay.
Right. And we have Afia Scott as the second vice president, Miss Lionel Winchester as the secretary treasurer, right? Assisting her is Miss Annette, right? And myself being a floor member, as well as NWBC Hall. The PRO is, of course, none other than Miss Abini Taylor.
Right. Your involvement here and Mr. Hall and NWBC, because normally you see a netball executive is more females.
Yes.
This came about from you, I mean, participating in the sweat.
Yes.
And, I mean, were you always involved in netball?
I mean, growing up, I always used to play the sport because my mom was heavily involved in playing, right? But it's not something that I expected, at this stage in my life to be so actively involved. But I mean, it's a sport that I love, I grew to love, and everybody know I'm a track and field guy.
Yes.
Right? But I grew to love netball, and I decided that I'm going to put my efforts into because I see netball as one of the sports that is not too big that we could once again establish dominance.
Yeah, because I mean, recently with the Commonwealth Youth Games, we had how many Tobagonians on the team there?
Yes.
A number of Tobagonians there. In terms of the format and prizes for the competition, and also, is it only Shore Park Recreation going, you guys? Shore Park Hardcourt, that's the only venue that you'll be using for the competition?
Yes, that is the only venue that we'll be using for the competition. As to speak to prizes, we have a lot of attractive prizes. Right, so we just want everybody to come out.
I like how you're not revealing much. You ain't telling me how much teams you have. You ain't telling me what prices at all.
No, I want everybody to come out.
Okay.
And see.
Okay.
Right?
Why should they come out?
Why? I mean, it's netball. Right, the game is always exciting.
Yes,
we have the men division, we have the open division, and we have the beginners division. Right, so the men division is always exciting. People come out to see men actually, clash.
And the format of the competition?
Right, so we'll have the format is a round robin
okay.
format.
On all the divisions?
All the divisions.
Right. And then obviously, the top 2 teams go forward to
yes,
it depends on the amount of teams registered.
Yes.
Okay. And how long you expect the competition to go for?
Right, so we wouldn't want this competition to run for more than a month. Right, because of the obvious, we have Christmas coming up.
Yes.
So we don't want to have to be competing with all the activities.
Well, we know. You don't want to get involved with the festivities and playing netball. And tomorrow, I mean, coming on there tomorrow, what should we expect tomorrow? Is a parade of teams, open day knockout? What's happening tomorrow?
Right, so as I said, tomorrow would be a grand affair. We have aerobics burnout. It's just
right. So this is aerobics.
We have the aerobics burnout and we have the All-Star game.
Right. That's
right. And look for other giveaways and other activities taking place on spot, and bring out the family, bring out your friends, and let's come out and have a good time.
And usual sponsor, the Tobago House Assembly, or have new sponsors on board?
Right, so we have new sponsors. We have, of course, we have the Tobago House of Assembly, as you would have alluded to, right? We have the Asia's Bar and Lounge.
Asia's, that's she's the physiotherapist.
No, that Asia's Bar and Lounge, that is down in Kwong Point. Right?
Oh, all right. He's a sponsor.
Yes, so
that's perfect tint.
Yes.
Okay.
Right, so that is the official chill spot of the Tobago Netball League.
I like you, Lashley. Pick the right person to come here. Always supporting, always, I'm happy that Asia Sports and by a private sponsor is involved and not just in Tobago House Assembly. And I like the Asia Sports Bar as well too.
Yes.
Got some refreshments after.
Okay.
So lastly, any final word before I let you go?
Right, so sports is the catalyst that brings everybody together.
Yes,
so
especially netball.
Yes, so I just want to encourage everybody. We are at Shaw Park tomorrow from 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Everybody just come out. Let's have a good time.
Yeah.
Marcus, I know I'll see you there.
Yeah, You'll see me even not there, miss my age as well. But guys, lastly, I want to wish you and the organization all the best. I'm happy to see netball back on the Tobago sporting calendar, because we know we have cricket happening, we have football happening, but I know behind the scenes, we had some things happening with netball there. Obviously, after Miss Archer and all those would have passed on the baton to other persons.
Yes.
But you mentioned that so many things were happening that they couldn't put on a league in Tobago. So I'm happy that you guys are finally having a Tobago league. I'm concerned about the weather though, but
yeah, well, it's something that we have to work around.
Got to work in your guys in your favor there. Hoping that you have a number of teams to participate, and not just team, but community-based teams. Get the communities involved, and because I know that there's a team in Canaan already practicing.
Yeah.
Big up to the Canaan Monaco team, and all the best to you guys in the tournament. So naturally, as I said, all the best, and of course, we're looking forward to all the results as well here on Tobago Updates.
Yeah, just before we go on, anybody requiring more information or about registration and so on, they could contact the secretary, Miss Lainel Winchester. Her number is 758-3651.
And the burnout is anyone can participate in the burnout.
Yes, you come, you pay the registration fee, a small registration fee, and you enter the burnout.
Are you weighing before you burn out? Like you got category for like fat people and things, like people who are. Anyway, I'll come down tomorrow. Right, so guys, the burnout and the All-Star game happening tomorrow. Down at the Shaw Park hard courts there. Of course, Tobago Netball League 2023. It's on from tomorrow. Right, so Lashley, thank you so much. We're gonna take a short break. Don't forget to share the live. We'll be right back.